Yo everybody, what is going on? This is part 2 of the Pants and Timmy challenge. I do want to just say, guys, like what we're going to say and we're going to show on this is no disrespect to these players. These guys are great players, they really are. So don't have a go, you know, don't sort of think, hey, I'm that rank and I wouldn't do that. You would do that and you wouldn't get these things, and I'm going to teach you guys all the little nuances and the little tips and tricks I can give. I want this video to be the most educational, useful video that I've done, so I want to show you all the little tiny little maneuvers and nuances of the game, because we've had people say, you know, it's fair what you're doing, you're not using mechanics but you've got much better positioning, and we're going to show you that. And at the end of the day, that's what that whole series is about. My big thing in this whole community and what I've listened to for the last 4 years and what I've been streaming against for the last, well, 4 years on Twitch, but now over a year on YouTube. Actually, I've got another YouTube and I released my first Rocket League video over 6 years ago. So I've been doing this a long time. And what I've always said is you don't need anything fancy. And I've always believed in that. And I feel that people are jumping straight in. Now, yes, it's true that although we are technically at a higher level, our base is also at a higher level. But I can assure you, I try to spend as less time as possible working on rings maps and stuff that won't really actually transfer into the game. Now, I understand people do that because they get bored and they want to chill out. Look, I'm not hating. I'm just saying, like, if you want to get better at something, focus on what will make you better. It's a simple thing. If I was fighting Muhammad Ali, he would only need a jab to beat me. The most basic thing, he would only need a jab and he'd just take me out because his footwork and all that was so good. But if I was going to go and fight, I wouldn't spend 6 months learning a spinning back fist. I'd spend 6 months minimum working on my jab and my right straight before I even had anything else in. Like, this is the point. In other sports, you learn the fundamentals and you don't get carried away. Your coaches will rein you in. When I was playing basketball, we spent hours just working on defense. Literally, how to move your feet, when to move this, when to move that. We don't spend time working on spinning the basketball on your fingertip. There's literally no purpose to that. In fact, like I say, you know, I was meant to play professional. I got injured. I can't even spin a basketball on my fingertip because I never even bothered with it, because it's a pointless skill. It's a pointless skill. You don't use it in a game. So that's what I want to try and get out you guys. Yes, we are doing things, the little nuances, that's what I'm going to show you in this, that make a big difference. But I promise you, it's not because of all these little things. Yes, they help a lot. I'm not going to argue and dispute that. But what you're going to see here and what we found with everyone is that it's the fundamental skills. And the biggest thing I'm seeing from in 2v2, the biggest thing is overcommits and dives in the corners. If you eliminate diving into the opponent's corner, you will already increase your consistency. And look, we're going to show this now anyway. So here we go. In Rocket League, a lot of the time, the plays actually come, the sort of build-up comes quite a bit before the play. And it will in this case. So let's just start from this point, 1 minute and 4 out. And I've got the timeline up here because you guys know the results if you've watched the first part. So if I hit this, I'm going to hit it into Timmy. The act of hitting a ball pushes the ball away from yourself unless you've got a real soft touch. But if I was to soft touch this, my hitbox too far on the outside, so I can't hit that. So I have to keep faking this, and I'm just jockeying for position here. I'm asking Timmy, are you coming in, or are you going to sag off enough that I can slowly do a boost off? He comes in. Perfect. I don't commit to this. How many people would dive into this? No. I know what he wants, so look, I don't back off early because he's still got to get momentum into that ball. There's no way he can shoot that straight on target. I've got a second man there, okay? So I'm just going to wait here. And as soon as he commits, which is there, boom, I'm out. I'm out. And I do that with a flip. And this says to my teammate, who's also in the right position. Notice Terrade's not miles out the play either because there's no momentum on the play. He's waiting here. I say to my teammate, and also notice how he's funneling them into the corner. I say, I'm out. So I flip away. And he says, thank you, it's a pickup. This is what you need to be doing in your team. Straight away, he's going to jab that ball high. The high balls are difficult. We have used this move all the way through the series, and it's no different here. So we jab the ball up, and boom, straight away, we go for a demo. And before I carry on, I just want to say a massive thank you for Timmy and Vance to actually allow us to do this. Signing up for the challenge. And guys, these guys are Diamond 2, Diamond 3. I believe that they could easily be Champ 3 with a few of the tweaks that they'll hopefully get from this video. But I just want to say, don't dog on these guys. Like, these guys are good players. They make the same sort of mistakes that everyone else does. They are good players and they do a lot of things right. And actually, all through this game, they played very fundamentally sound. So, you know, if you're in the comments saying, I would have done this, I would have done that, the challenge is open, baby. Take the challenge and show us. you know? And even if we lose, you know, if you come and kick our ass, we're still going to post it because it's a learning process. We're not bothered if we win or lose. That's the difference. So Raid pops the ball high. Straight away, demo, because Timmy's going to be distracted by the ball. And then straight away, because we've used this ball as a weapon, this is the thing. We are using the ball as a weapon. We get another bump. Unfortunately, it was just slightly off, and I didn't want to overcommit. How many people would have dove into that as if they were me? Don't need to. Remember, this is in the corner. Why am I going to dive in the corner? I don't need to. So here's a little tip for you. In corners, we have a few little rules, beginning with C for corners. Oh, yeah. We've got close. Stay close to the play. 2. Stay calm. 3. Commit as late as possible. And that's where we're going to end it right there. There are a few more rules, but they're on the YouTube community. You can see a little poster of that. So whoever commits first here loses. I can't dive into this. My job is, again, it's the nuances. So what you want to do is you want to imagine, like if we can just freeze this. If I was directly behind the hitbox and could see exactly center of his nameplate, we know, if I just back off, where he can hit that ball. He, if we take the center of his nameplate, he can only hit the ball. And guys, you know, I'm not very good with the mouse, but he can only hit the ball across here. So I'm already starting to make a side block, not facing the player. Don't turn and face it. I make a side block to where the ball's going to go. When Vance hits this ball, and we do it in slow motion, see it goes exactly on that line, and look how I'm sideways. And then all I do, because the ball's low, if I let that hit me and don't jump, it's going to bounce really high. So I try and jump. I'm a little bit too late there. So it does bounce high, but it does negate it a little bit. If you time that perfectly, you actually just get a dead ball. The mistake Vance has made, which a lot of people make in corners, in their corner as well, it works with the same if you're in your corner. The issue he makes is that he flips for no reason. The first person to make a move in the corner is usually the one that loses. The first person to make a move in the corner is usually the one that loses, because he tells me what he's going to do. And there, he dives. Look how much space. I'm giving myself space and time. Boom. That's him out of the play. I then turn, and again, this is not mechanical. Maybe that was a drift turn. But the main thing is that I want to point out is the strategy and the positioning. I didn't dive into the corner. From there, I'm not going to dodge into this, because if I dodge into this here, first of all, if I'm going to end up in the net. I don't want to end up in the net because I'm going to leave my teammate in a bad spot, in a potential 2v1. So I'm just going to pop this into the air to make this guy work to use his boost. So I just single jump. As soon as I do that, I want you to notice how I don't like flip. I just stay grounded. Now look at Vance. He's dodged, but he didn't need to dodge. So look at this. So he comes in and he dodges, and then he dodges again. Because he dodges again, he's dodged into the net. He's ended up in a really awkward position which kills his recovery. Right there, he didn't need to dodge. First dodge, yes, you could say. Second dodge, maybe just single jump. And what a good thing to do around nets is to single jump and put yourself into position. So if you're coming into the net, instead of like dodging into it, what you can do is just single jump, turn, and just like land like that. It's a really good way to do things. And then straight away, we can start the boost off. Raid's in position already, and he's looking to see what's going on. Now, I want you to look at this from Timmy. Now, theoretically, he should have low boost. They both should have a really low boost here because we're using the boost off strategy. Again, that's not a mechanical thing. That's a strategy thing. So let's just have a look at everyone's boost. 76, 84, 0, 12. All right. Now, Timmy's going to come in for this ball. You might think, fair play, I would have done the same. Why? Why would you do this? Just out of curiosity, and again, I'm not having a go because when the game's played fast, we panic. But what's essentially happening here is you're going to overcommit with 0 boost. Like if you win this, you've got 0 boost and you've landed here, the ball's got away from yourself. If you've won this, I'm going to kill you because I've got 78 boost. I'm going to get to you. I'm going to take you out and then I get the free ball over here. If this 50 is like a normal 50, look who's closer to the play. So if it comes across here, I'm ready. Okay. Whereas Vance is very far out the play here, where he should be here backing up his teammate. Okay, so little positional changes. The thing is, so Timmy misses it anyway, but look, he's dove in, so he's out the play. This is a 2v1. Raid, he's going to go for like a double jump pop, yeah, into a bump. Great defending there from Vance, and this is really good from Timmy as well, that he doesn't back off here. A lot of people back off. He's gone onto the back. This is the correct thing to do. Here is going to be the lesson on the nuances of shadowing. And I'm going to look at this from my perspective. Right. I'm pretty much, remember what I said about the nameplate? I'm pretty much in the center of his nameplate now. All right. So I know if he hits the ball, he's hitting it towards me. But I also know I just stole his boost. So I can guarantee he must be fairly low on boost. I could be wrong, but I got a feeling. My hunch is He should be low on boost or lowish on boost. Yeah, 20 boost, so he's low on boost because I've done the groundwork, you see. And that all comes from strategy. So now my goal is, I don't necessarily need to take a 50. I'd rather lure him out because the further I can get him away from his net, the more of the pitch we can work on outplays. Notice I'm actually on the outside of the play here because of where he can hit the ball. You're probably thinking, what do you mean? Because his nameplate's all the way to the left, he can only hit the ball to the right. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to shift myself here and I'm going to get ready for this next hit. Notice I'm not all the way over here blocking the inside lane because he can only hit it this way. And if I'm here, I've created too much space. This is the nuances of shadowing, guys, especially as a team. So try and do this. Try and think where he's going to hit it. If Timmy was right here on the ball, I'm definitely not going to wait in that position because I'm going to give him the open space. If I got caught out, I'd come in and I'd funnel and I'd probably side flip it as I keep my momentum going this way to prevent him having the open space. Otherwise, I'd be here because he wants to hit it this way. So I'm shadowing here and I'll funnel him there, okay? So when he hits the ball, see how I've already moved into the area I know he's going to hit the ball because I've done that by his nameplate. So look at this again. I'm already moving. This is the tiny nuances of defense. There, I've already pointed my nose to where I know he's going to have to hit that ball. And I'm giving him that sort of space. And there it is. So the strategy is I want him to overcommit. This is nothing to do with Timmy's mechanics. This is purely strategy, okay? He feels panicked, but I'm not doing anything. How many of you guys would have dove into the corner? Again, I don't dive into the corner. This is going to be the big thing I'm going to mention time and time again in this video. And I want you guys, if you're doing this, just watch your replays back and count how many times you dive into the corner and just add a goal on because that's essentially what you're doing. So don't dive into the corner here. And Timmy doesn't know what to do. He's panicking. Now, what he should do is he should trick me on the offense. I've committed because I know he's going to hit that ball. If he doesn't hit this ball and then he comes here and then he plays it here, now my positioning is useless and now he could low 50 me because he would be the one in control of the play. And so this is what happens when people don't understand the game. And I hear a lot of people say, just ball chase, just ball chase, just ball chase, because you're being proactive. You don't know what you're talking about. Because you're not looking at proactivity as the right understand. You don't understand what word proactivity means. Proactivity, the definition, the literal definition of the word proactive, is creating or controlling a situation rather than just responding to it after it has happened. So when you're ball chasing, you're probably actually playing more reactive because you're just diving around without control. People who say playing proactive is the way to play, I don't disagree. But you need to learn the basic definition of proactive. I'm sorry to say that. Just literally Google it or get a dictionary. Because I can play proactive defense. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Timmy's got possession, but I've got possession. Because what's the definition of possession? And the literal definition for possession is the state of having, owning, or controlling something. Timmy might have control. And if you saw me, I'm doing the little quotations in the air. He might have control of the ball, but he doesn't have control of the situation. And we only care about control of the situation. Technically, we have possession of this whole game. So this is the little things that I really think the majority of the community don't get. I am being a proactive defender. Okay, I have moved into the position Timmy's going to hit the ball into before he's even hit it. That's the difference. So he is actually playing reactive to me. This should not be happening, but it does. And that's where everyone's lost the whole purpose of defense in this game. This is what really, this is the whole point of this series. People have lost the understanding of the basic principles of fundamental of it. This is it across all sports at high level. If you've ever played high level sport, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. This is proactive defense. I have forced his hand. Just because he has the ball doesn't mean anything. I have the ball. This is my ball. And you're going to see why. I move before he even hits the ball into the position he has to hit the ball into. That's being proactive. He's reactive. I'm proactive. That's the difference. I'm proactive on defense. Take this and run with it, guys. So, look. He can only do a few things here. And because I funneled him, this is exactly what I want. So if he goes to hit this ball again and he hits it there, it's going to bounce into the middle. I've got the free pickup and we're just fine. We're fine. But my ultimate goal here is to lure Timmy. I want to pull him forward. This works on everyone we've used it on. So I go ahead of the play. Before he even hits it, I'm in the next spot. And again, I'm doing the little nuances of movement. Again, see where his nameplate is in relation to the ball. He can only hit this forward or right based on this. There we go. He hits it forward. Look who's in the position. I bet he's got no boost now. Yep, no boost. Strategy, guys. He's reacting. He's reacting. He's panicking. I'm proactive. He's reactive. Just because he has the ball okay, doesn't mean that he has the possession of, like, he doesn't actually own it. That's the thing. I own it. I take the boost. Now, if I was being brutal here and mean, I would go ahead, and if this was like, you know, I'd probably go and grab that boost and just like smack into him. Not kill him, but I'd smack him into the corner and just leave him in the corner. And we got a 2-on-1. But you know me, I love demos. I'm going to get the demo all day. That's a bad touch from me. That's a bad touch from me. I shouldn't have even touched that. I should have left that for Raid. But I did touch it. And now Vance has a good position. And again, look, even this, right? So I'm like, oh no, I've thrown it away. Look at Vance's nameplate. See the way he's coming in? So look, and I know it's difficult. Some people have struggled with the depth. And I'm sorry if I'm rambling on, but I really am trying to go as in-depth as possible here. So I do apologize already for the length of this. Because Vance, like, you know when you struggle with depth, right? What you want to do is actually look at the ground. And like, you guys know where all the boosts are. So I look at the ground, and then I sort of look on little bits of the map, and then I can figure out where he is. You know, when you're struggling with depth in those times, and if you're struggling with depth, you'll know that when you hit the ball, all of a sudden it's like the defender just challenges you, like, oh my god, I didn't think he was that close. That means you're not paying attention to the rest of the game outside of the ball, so you need to pick up spots on the map and find the positions based on like boost pads and stuff like that, because you could see a nameplate here and you go, oh my god, he's close, but he actually might be by that boost pad, which means he's miles away. So that's a little tip for you there anyway. So as soon as I see Vance, he can only jab this forward if he hits it. So straight away I've already reversed into the hit position. Then he fakes me, so I then drive forward. Now look at his nameplate into relation to the ball. So what I've done, and this is going to help people get more demos and bumps, right, is I've aligned my car perfectly with the middle of his hitbox. So no matter what he does here, I'm taking him out. I'm going to hit him, all right? The only way he can dodge this is if he does a level change or side flips or something like that. But if he sticks to what I think he's going to do, and the reason I know what he's going to do is based on his position relative to the ball. He's looking to cut this ball inside because that's all he can do in relation to the ball, okay? That's the only hit that can happen. He can't hit the ball anywhere else based on his hitbox. So I know he's going to touch that, it's going to roll away from him, and then I'll just be able to smack him out the way, and the ball will trickle to my teammate, alright? I know this is obviously happening at fast speed, but again, guys, this is the fundamentals of the game that I don't think people are actually covering, so I really want to cover as much as possible. So, boom, there we go. Now, Vance's mistake here is that he should have doubled up on that fake. So he did a real good job of this, right? He comes in, stops his momentum, does a few, and then right here, he should stop his momentum. Stop, 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 don't hit it. Back up more, it's really laggy. Back up more, and he should be here. But why should he be here? Look at this guy. He's diving in. So if I'm here, I already beat this guy, because all I'm going to do is I'm going to jump, and as he comes in, I'm going to jump and I'm going to turn my car sideways. Now, most likely, this guy, when that happens, he's going to slam his brake. Like, if it's me, I'm going to slam my brakes on, because I only went forward because of that. So this is the game of checkmate. You know, this is a game of chess, that I only did that because of that he's done. So I'm only trying to use fundamentals and just work on their outplays. Boom. All right. So the other thing is, what Vance should have done as well is never look to go for a finish. One of the other big things I see people doing, apart from diving into corners, is looking for finishes. Like right here, he's trying to put it towards the net, and he doesn't need to. And he might be trying to take it in field, but either way, if he's trying to take it in field, it's super dangerous to do this because he actually has nothing behind the hitbox goal side. So there's nothing goal side there. We get that bump, we're going to come into this aerial view. Okay, so again, funnels to teammate, bump him, free ball. And again, this is where we work as a team. So Raid here's got two choices, but he like basically, because he can see Vance is all the way wide, and you can also see the undercarriage, like the underneath of his car. We're going to try and get this ball moving. Now, if I was still in the corner, Raid would probably take a bit more time and take a little bit more of the space, putting it away from where Timmy's nose is facing. So like, because Timmy's facing towards the right, if this was a solo play, you'd probably try and you'd want him to make some sort of move. But because of the way we've played and we're pushing ahead, Raid instantly gets an outlet to me. And all I'm going to do from there is I'm in position for it. I'm waiting to receive it. And this is again why this strategy may not work if you're not in a team, but this is that people wanted a series where we do teamwork, you know. Anyway, from here, I'm just going to double jump pop it towards net. And when I land, I'm straight away using the ball as a weapon. I've popped it high. This is deja vu. Raid did it earlier. I popped the ball high. It's a distraction. I've used the ball as a weapon. And then I come for a bump. And I jump and I side flip into that one to stay relatively low. So it's harder for him to dodge. So if you look at this, this is a little tiny thing. when you're doing bumps on the ground, oh, sorry, hope that doesn't go back too far. Yeah, so when you're doing bumps on the ground here, if I don't jump, I slide underneath. If I do jump too high, I'm going to go underneath. So what I like to do, because I'm a bit bad at like tapping the A button like really quick, like, you know, the people who can tap the A button really quick, fair play to you. Because I can't, and I end up holding more, I try and like side flip, like diagonal sort of flip through them to stop myself going too high in the air, because whenever you dodge in the air, you kill your vertical momentum, and that's just going to be an open goal. But these guys played brilliantly in that game. They played extremely fundamental and sound. So we're going to look here into game 2, which was a much higher scoring game. And again, hopefully what I just showed you in that one was all the nuances of defending, and we're going to work here on the little things. So again, Timmy's in a great spot here. Now what he needs to realize is that his teammates just took the kick off, and although Raid is there, I'm also like getting back. He's got to be very careful here because it's just started. Now, in my opinion, because of the way Raid is and his speed, turning into this ball would be ill-advised. The reason for that is a defender at Raid's level as well, but basically because if he hits this, Raid will be up and he'll just demo him, and then it's going to be a loose ball. But if he, like, the time for him to pull this off, I mean, I haven't watched this, but yeah, the time for him to pull off a turn into the ball is going to send him over the ball. He just needs to like come up on the wall, but then turn the other way. Let Raid know, and then turn the other way, and then put your nose like down here, so you're facing downwards. Let Raid know this is your ball, and then come down with it. So right now you're here, side onto the ball, but you're in ball cam, so you can see that Raid's nameplate is gone, and you can know that he's diving in. So look, because he's diving in here, all you would do is because he's jabbing the ball, look how he lifts it, because he's jabbing it. Okay, we're not doing anything special, guys. Honestly, I promise you that. We've not got magic touches. The ball interacts with us the same as it does with you. So just single jump here and you win the 50 because he's pushed it towards the middle of the map, and that it lifts the ball up. So if you're side on and you single jump, you win. But the only reason Raids took this is because Timmy's been forced to back off. Good boost grab from Timmy there. But what happens here is, and Raid said it in the episode, if a ball bounces off the backboard, it has to be contested in some sort of manner. So what Timmy needs to do here is literally don't fade away from the ball, is double jump. Double jump to buy himself a bit of time and buy, what the hell? And what's Vance doing there? Buy himself some time. So because he fades away, it's just going to be very hard for them to make the save. And then let's have a look at this from Vance's perspective. So these are the little things, people say that they do what we do. We don't do this, okay? So Vance needs to get back to the net, and he's faced his nose towards the boost, but then he's side flipped to the right. So that's low efficiency. Just face where you want to go and front flip. So that, as you can see, doesn't really make a lot of sense because it requires Vance to turn, and by doing that, it just ends up creating this difficulty. Now also here, don't jump off here. Like, so say if you are in this position, in this situation, with your teammate like that, ideally having the front post, if you're playing as a team, you'd wait here. And then you would then react to this and come across for that. That's how you do it. And if like Raid took a harder shot, what I would do is I'd actually pre-jump a little bit earlier. And if it is soft like that, then you can always side flip, and that's the beauty of it. We're not going to cover kickoffs. If you want to know about kickoffs, I literally went super in depth on the Scrub Killer replay analysis video. So, okay, look. We're picking the ball up, and I just want you to notice again, we haven't dived into the corner. I'm just going to say that. So look, I haven't flipped this, dived it, throwed it away. I haven't done anything. I am waiting for Vance to make a move. This is bad from me. By the way, this is bad from me. So what's happening here is if I hit this first, yep. So, right, see, this is what I'm saying. Everyone does it, and it's all to do with the idea that even though we're making errors, especially me, not so much Raid, even though we're making these mistakes, we're doing the fundamentals right on the whole, and therefore we're getting away with it. But right here, see, I'm not even goal side. Then Raid is kind of like covering, and this actually, we've been scored on like this, is because of me. So what I need to do here is actually turn my car and get to this position here, because then I know where he's going to hit the ball. But what's happened is I've been a bit too aggressive, and I pushed the ball into Vance. Now the difference is this: as soon as Raid sees this play, he backs me up and he comes for the loose ball. Timmy's waiting in net. So it's to do with momentum and judging momentum. If I'm Timmy, I'm here. I see that, I might start creeping forward, and then right here I'm going to boost out to it. Even if I don't intend to hit that, because I want to funnel Raid into the corner. If I'm here, he can't shoot it. Then as soon as he goes like that, I might come here and again get a block here towards the net. Alright. But we trip Vance up, and then again Timmy comes out, which is fine. But remember what I'm talking about, and I can guarantee it happened. Yeah. Dodges, man. Dodges are what kill people, and this is why I'm such a big fan of the fundamentals, because most people, they don't have it, and it sounds crazy, and I'm seeing this even in Grand Jam. Most people can't dodge correctly. At Grand Jam, most people can't dodge correctly, and a lot of the reason is because they haven't done the bare base. They haven't built the base of their pyramid, and so Timmy actually comes from a great position. Like, if he doesn't dodge into this, he wins. If he front flips into this, he wins. Okay, but what he does instead is he dodges to the left, and that just removes him from goal side. And that's the most important thing, is to stay goal side and not commit into corners. And there's a goal. Now we go to this kickoff. So this is good. Like, Timmy's following up as well, but I just burst straight over to it. Okay, you cannot hesitate. So I followed it up a little bit more. Sorry, no, I didn't. This is Raid followed up. So I just want you to notice the distance from the ball here and the displacement. Ray's just followed right up the middle, and Timmy's gone to the side. Now, it depends on your team. It depends on the sort of kickoff, how much you know about that kickoff. But by going to the side, you have commit yourself to one side. All right. So because Raid is sort of perfectly centered, he could react to either way, even if it means he loses the ball. Whereas Timmy now, he's actually made it a longer path. So he came to say here, and he's got to get to there. That's a long line. If we just pull that into like here, like, you know, it's a shorter line, and Raid's obviously central, so he can just get there straight away, and then just do whatever he does here, which is a jab into the ball. And the reason he jabs into the ball is because Timmy's coming in, so he can see him coming in. And again, as last man here, what I want you to notice the difference. Again, this is fundamental play from us. Raid's the last man here, and he's got space, and he could shoot this. Even with all that being involved, he still stays grounded because he doesn't want to overcommit his last man. What if that goes wrong? Timmy dives in as the last man and dodges. So again, like, if he just, and I don't want people to misconstrue this, overcommitting's overcommitting. Even if you single jump here, that's an overcommit, right? So like, when Timmy does this, if he doesn't dodge here, he would land here and he could drive back into position. But after you've missed the play, if you dodge gives you speed, and look at the distance it makes him go. Now he goes here, he could have landed here, and people are going to go, you're being picky. This is the fundamentals. This is the efficiency. These are the things that when you do it 1,000 times, it adds up. So now he can recover faster. So there is technically an open net. He does a good job coming across, and he has to hit this, or he has to try and hit this. And this is the panic. This is the panic, right? Timmy's coming across, like, big time panic in here, and it forces the miss. And then from there, it actually forced my miss. It was well played from him. And we're just going to look at Vance's rotation. I just want to look at everything here. So Vance takes the kickoff. Okay, fair enough. But I want you to look at this dodge, Vance. This is something you don't want to do. Like, grab that boost if you want. Grab that boost. Just, like, if you are going to dodge, don't dodge it, like, across the face. Like, I know you're trying to speed yourself up here, but you are supersonic. If you're going to dodge to the side, do it now before you turn your car. If you turn the car and then dodge, the reason I don't recommend this is I want you to look at your landing position. Your landing position, and by the time you actually get control of your car, you're already basically on the way out, and it's shallow. So if Raid was to put a chip shot on, there's no way you're saving it to here. Whereas if you sort of side flip to the airway or side flip dirty, you'd now be here and you can stop your momentum. And you're just a lot safer in that regard. So just something to consider. Okay, but anyway, let's get back to this. So we've won this. I don't dive on this. I don't dive on this. I don't overcommit. Look for a demo, and then I'm straight back out. Grounded the whole way, not dodging or anything like that, because I don't need to, because I'm supersonic. And then if you look at this from Raid's perspective, he comes over, doesn't dive on the ball as the last man. He goes straight into a fade. And he knows where Vance is hitting the ball. Like, this is the higher level defending. So watch this defensive play. Raid sees Vance's nameplate can only hit it the outside of the field. So he covers the outside of the field straight away. Vance instantly has to go inside. Raid covers the inside of the field straight away. And because he's forced Vance to hit it, if you look from the overhead now, Vance has had to hit it inside, and he's removed himself out of goal side position. So then we take the ball. All right. Now, I bet you Raid won't flip into this. See? This is exactly what you should do. Like, if Timmy was here, Raid would have probably shadowed off. Or, like, just single jumped onto the wall and drove off. He wouldn't have flipped into it. So even though he's got all that space, he's not doing anything crazy. He literally jabs it in the air and drives off. This is one of the biggest things you can learn from this. We've got a massive possession here. Where am I? Okay, we got a massive possession here. Oh, that was it. I was boost diving Vance. And even with that, Raid's not going for a shot or anything like that. He pops the ball into the air. And I'm just trying to be awkward with Vance here, like escape his demos. And again, I want you to look at this from Timmy's perspective. There's no danger here. There's no danger. So let's just rewind it and with Timmy. And first of all, Timmy, you want to, like, if you're going to go, come here, like, onto the back. Because if you, like, you've come here, like, he's going to probably play it into the air. So you got to be there. And as the game gets high, you can jump off for that or fake it. But if you're going to be here, be here. You know, if you're going to be on the ground, be here. And then what it allows you to do is see that you don't need to hit this. And so what's happened is you've prematurely made a hit that you didn't need to take, which has cost you boost. And I want you to look at your end position here. So essentially, it's forced a 2v1, and we haven't done anything. So these are the these are the things you want to look for as last man. Do I actually need to go for this? Single jump fake instantly to back him off and then land. And then here, I catch the ball and I take it to the corner for safety. What's happened is there's been a play away. So we're waiting. See how we don't dive in this. As soon as we see Timmy up, I want you to notice this. As soon as me and Raid see Timmy up, when Raid's on the rotation, I just shadow instantly. I've got nothing to... I don't even need to challenge that. There's no point. There's literally no point because remember, the closer we are to the net, sometimes the harder it is to score because we don't have all of the field to outplay them. So we drag them a little bit. Here I come in because I'm trying to beat Vance, and then Vance has done a real good job of getting up early. So I single jumped from goal side to mitigate the power shot on net. And he's going to win that 50 because he came with such a good timing and through the center of the hitbox. But again, the main thing is that 50 is we haven't allowed it to go on net. I've forced it to the side, which Raid knew was about to happen. And here comes a little, again, let's watch this shadowing. Now, straight away, Raid knows that Vance can only hit this, like, see his positioning? He can only hit this to the corner. So Raid is blocking the infield because, like, right now, Vance still has space. So there is an opportunity here for Vance to come around and smack this. Raid knows that. So he's funneling him here. So Vance is in a position where it's more comfortable to hit that. He feels more comfortable to play this into our corner. And that's what he does. So he just plays it into the corner. And again, what does he do, guys? What does he do that we've said? He's flipped into our corner. Doesn't seem like a lot. And he goes for a demo, fair play. But now he's created a 2v1. He flipped into our corner. And that's it. There's a 2v1 right here. And again, this is kind of the cool thing because as we go on, I want you to notice things. So this is exactly the point. He flips into corner. Timmy's last man. What's the rule of last man? Again, this isn't mechanical. What's the rule as the last man? You shadow as the last man. You shadow as the last man. What's the main rule? Don't dive into the corner. Last man dives into the corner. But we've got the nuances on defense, don't get me wrong, but it's still strategy at the end of the day. And this is why we're saying Platinums can get to Grand Champ if they follow our rules, because even though, yes, we do have higher level than Platinum touches, and I give you that, generally, we're not winning because of that. We're winning because the other team are making fundamental errors. In the first game, they didn't do any of this. And you saw against the Diamonds, and keep in mind, I think one of the last games we played was against the 2 Grand Champ 2s, Div 3, we beat them 3-0. So against the Diamonds, the high Diamonds, don't get me wrong, and in my opinion, like I say, these guys could be Grand Champ. But against these guys, we only scored 1 goal last game because they weren't diving. Now they dive, boom, there's an opening, there's an open net. It comes from the fundamentals of the game. And you have to check yourself. You have to check yourself. Boom, straight away. So let's just have a look at this, because this will be an interesting one. So again, we're following up. Raid's much more central than Timmy. So, because Timmy's a little bit off, he's not going to be able to react as fast as Raid is. And Raid's goal here, he wants to touch that and grab the boost. He wants to put the ball high, like, he just wants to stop Timmy hitting this, put it into an awkward spot and grab the boost, and it forces Timmy to back off. And that was a little bit of bad positioning from me here. It's like that. I don't know what I was doing. So that was bad from me. Raid's on the ball. But as soon as, again, this is where the difference is. As soon as I make that mistake, I go straight back to net. I'm like, Jesus, I've made a big mistake there. And I cover it. I cover front post. So if it is on, and I mean, it was super close, but it is covered, and then straight away, Raid comes back and helps me out. Okay, so one mistake from me, again, that wasn't a mechanical thing. That was a positioning thing. One mistake. And it almost cost us a goal there. Okay, what's the rules? What's the rules? Don't dive into the opponent's corner. There's a dive into the corner. All right. And also, look at this. 65 boost, 34 boost, 0 boost, and we've not done anything. So right there, just fake out. Don't use all that boost. Just fake it. Just fake it. If you're going to use boost, I always say, if you're going to use boost, you need to know that you're definitely winning the ball, or you're going to try and get a demo out of it. And you need to have an exit plan. Like if I'm going to do this and I'll get 0 boost here, it's only because I know for a fact this is free. This is free. And my teammate's already in this. Like, do you know what I mean? And even then, you know, I wouldn't recommend people doing it, but at least give yourself a plan. What you don't want to do is you do not want to dive into the corner, especially with no boost, especially high, because it's one thing diving into the corner here, but look where he's stuck. He's got to actually come down off the, like, okay, look, if he drives down off the wall, he's still in the corner now. So he's just driven, like, this is what I want, like, these, again, it's the tiny little things. He's just driven this far, he's still in the exact same spot. He's still in the exact same spot. Now, if you take that, and if he did it here, and he's, what's that, about the same distance? He's at least here now. He's at least made progression. But he's just drove all that distance and got nowhere. So, again, the tiny things that add up. Now, from our perspective here, all right, I see Raid go for that. I go onto the shadow as well. And once I see Raid on the shadow, I come off the wall. And to be honest, I usually do that just so as Raid hits away, I could wave dash after it if I wanted to. I wouldn't really call that a nuance. It's probably just a weird way I play because it can throw you out of position. Okay, again, right. So look, I'm the first man here. How many people would just dive on that? I don't need to. I don't need to. Literally a fake. And then I flip out the play. Because of the way this is, I'm going to flip out early just to say to Raid, look, I'm out. And then notice, remember when Vance did 2 flips? I do 1 flip and then I just power slide. And then I drive the rest of the way and I power slide into position. And then I take it. So Raid, straight away, he comes into position here. Notice he stays at the front post position. But he also knows there's nothing to happen. And look, what does Timmy do? What does Timmy do here? And how much boost has he got? Okay, he's got 50. Oh, he's into the corner. Look at the recovery here. Look how awkward that is. Just because he dove in there. That could have gone even worse. And it, like, for example, if he doesn't hit that like that, if I'm here and we're playing with mechanics, I'm just going to go wham and smack that on net. It's a goal. We're not exploiting that. And maybe we should do another series just called Fundamentals where we do actually do all the things. Because that's a goal. Because I'd go up and I'd just smack it on net. And because Vance is not doing a bad job here, in all fairness. He's trying to follow up the play. But because there's a flip into the play, and Vance is a little bit too side on, right? The thing is with Vance's position here is there's no one challenging this ball. So if there's no one challenging this ball, you want to be at least here to try if there's a centre, and then boom, then you get the first pickup. If there's someone challenging the ball, yeah, you can do more what you did. But if you look at it, we're always able to get to the balls first. And even if we get to the balls first, it doesn't mean we dive in on them. We just get to the balls first. So here's a little mini game. I get to the ball before Vance. And I know exactly where he can hit this ball based on his positioning. And where he can hit this ball is to the outside. So, like, I've got 2 trains of thoughts here. I can either outplay him if I want to. As he comes in, I can just either side flip or cut it to the outside. Or I could just literally leave this and wait for him to challenge anyway and not do anything. Just literally single jump. Because it'll funnel it into our corner, which they've shown in this game they're diving into a lot more. And that's exactly what we want. So I might funnel that. Well, what actually happens here is Vance continues his momentum away from the play onto the inside position. Well, and this is the difference again. This is the proactivity versus reactivity. He's actually not putting himself in the position where I can move that ball to. So although he's getting goal side, like if he wants to be a little bit more meaner, he should just wait sort of here and be more intimidating where I can't really progress that ball without him just single jumping and hitting it. But because he's still driving, he's playing more reactive defense. He's getting himself out of positions here, like there. That was good. That turn back's good. But he just does it like, he's funneled me well there. But the difference is he hasn't been proactive, and it's because of his momentum. If you look at it from his perspective, right? He knows I can only go to the inside here. Don't reverse. Don't reverse. What you want to do, if you're shadowing someone, is just let off your throttle a bit. So instead of holding it all the way down, just let off it. You don't want to be driving forwards and backwards, because as soon as you drive backwards, that's where I'm going to boost into the ball. And now what's happened is, even though you funneled me, you haven't been proactive. You've funneled me, yes, but I want possession of the game. Okay, I want possession of the play, of all the situations. And to have that, I need your boosts. Now, your goal really was to lure me, and then right here, then grab this, and then come back onto this side, because that's where I can take it. Now you're here, you're following me down like this, and you're still waiting because the hook shot was available there. And again, then you grab that boost, and then you come up here, and this is where you'd literally come up on the wall and just turn single jump and you've got a free ball. But what's happened is you've told me what you're doing. Like you've told me you're playing reactive defense. So all I've got to do here is once I see you boom, there you go. As soon as I see that janky movement where you stop your car, burst, thank you for the boost. Thank you for the boost. And that's all there is to it. So I get these boosts and I'm going to axle lock you there, make your job difficult. And then I know you've got no boost or low boost. Yeah, you've got no boost. Your next thought is I want boost. So you want that corner boost. So I'm right by you. See it in the right hand corner? So I'm going to take it. Because that's where your car's going. Because of the way your nose is pointing. And I know that because I've made you play reactive. You are reacting to me. So I know where you're facing already. So I've took the boost. So now you're stuck with no boost. And now I guess Timmy's low on boost as well. Yeah. So again, this isn't mechanical what we're doing. It is strategy. And it's the little nuances of movement. We've forced you guys again to waste your boost. And it's a good block from Timmy there. But you're right at our mercy now. You've got no boost. So again, here comes the fakes and there's a little rotation. Now, look at the difference. That's the difference. I stay closer here. I come into the play. I don't drive backwards. Right? I come into play and then I'm straight out once he flips because that's where the ball's volatile. And then again, I'm looking at his positioning. Right, what's he trying to gain here? Well, I know he's got no boost because I've just done a whole play for the last 30 seconds to get him to no boost. Now, this is a real shame, and I see people do this. The whole point of it is to starve people down, and I've got to speed up this because I've just realised we've really been going on, and hopefully you guys are getting the main points, but I've actually got to go to work after this, so I'm going to speed up these little bits. But here, he has to hit this ball. Like, he definitely wants his boost. I take the boost, and look where his nameplate is. He's sort of coming like he's going to take it to the inside, so I start going on to the inside, and then boom. And then once I see Raid there, notice how I leave. I don't, like, because what's happened is Raid's planned ahead as well, and he's gone, oh, I see. We've boost starved him. So he's grabbed this boost. Now, as soon as, and this is why you got to check in and out of ball cam, right? Even when you're shadowing, because you need to make sure the boost is there, and you need to also make sure your teammates to see what the teammate's doing, okay? Again, a nuance in the mechanics, I guess you could say, is to check where your teammate is, even when you're shadowing. Why can I look away from the ball right now? Because I know where the ball's going. So I spent all that time funneling him. And as soon as I see Raid here, my job is to get out of Raid's way. Because he's already basically in the best position because the ball's rolling to him. See? So I leave the ball and I just make a beeline to net. And I don't have to go too fast on that one because I know we're safe. And then if you look at this from Raid's perspective, he just comes up and just a little turn here. Now, that's much better than Vance didn't dive into the corner, but we've done the strategy. So he's in our corner, worst place you can be in our corner with 0. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Don't overcommit. Brilliant fake there from Timmy. Really, really nice to see. They've done it again. So it's funny that they're both doing this and Raid spots it straight away. So as we're coming down, when we've got control of the ball, Raid's not staring at the ball. He's watching Timmy. Right now, guarantee Raid's watching Timmy. And he says, okay, Timmy, you're doing a good job here. You're funneling me well. This is decent positioning. So he went, and then as soon as did you see that movement? Did you see the nameplate bounce? It's hard for the untrained eye, but you'll see a nameplate bounce. And it's because he's like, it looks like it bounces. It's really small. Basically, even if you just watch his car, I'd watch his car here personally. See that? See him just there. Just brake. Now we can go. So again, this is reactive defending. This is my big point. People don't understand. They say you got to have control of the ball so you can be proactive. This is nonsense. This right now is reactive defense, but when we're defending, we're proactive. So look, ready? Now he's reactive. He's trying to react to what Parade's doing. That's why he's broke. But he shouldn't have. He should have just slowed down on the throttle. And now, and the thing is, when you brake, look at this 40 boost, 23 boost, and he brakes, and now he's got to get his speed back up. So he needs all of that boost to try and get his speed back up. It's too late. Raid's already gone. And guess what? We know we've just boost starved you. Raid took the boost. We don't really need to go for this. We don't need to go for it. Like, how many people would have challenged that if they were me? Okay, how many people would, honestly, how many of you guys would challenge this ball? I bet a lot of you would. I don't need to. We've got a 3-0 lead. We've just boost starved Timmy. We have a lot of boost here. I don't need to commit. If I commit, and even with a single jump, it's still a commit, guys. Okay, I don't need to. I fake. Because, again, guess who's playing proactive here? Who's proactive right now? Who's got control of the ball, first of all? This is the big point. Who has control of the ball here in this situation? Vance, right? Vance has got control of the ball. Who's playing reactive? Who's playing proactive? There you go. This is proactive defending. I go in, I fake, he reacts to me. This is why just having possession doesn't mean you're playing proactive. It's nonsense. Proactive is how you play the game. So that he's reacting to me. So he's playing reactively. I'm proactive. I forced him to make a play. I'm therefore proactive. Guess what? We've made him commit again with no boost. He does a good job grabbing that boost there. But again, so this is so potentially. Oh, okay. So what if Ray literally tapped his boost here? He could have just took that boost just as, but we've left that boost there. And again, look at the proactivity on the defense here from Raid. So we forced him to give the ball away. See how Raid's actually getting into the positions before Vance is. That's how you know someone's being proactive on their defense. We're already in that position. Right, now he hits it. Again, right, we're already in the position he wants to hit the ball to. There's the pickup. That's proactive defending. All right, learn it, learn it. Raid comes in, then I come in here, and I can see that Vance's hitbox is on the outside of the ball. And then there, Timmy's last man. What's the rule as last man? Again, this isn't mechanical. What's the rule as last man? Don't commit as the last man. He's just dove in. All I got to do is single jump, and he's got no boost again. Luckily, that boost spawns for him, but that's fortunate. What if that weren't there? You can't rely on stuff like that. And again, he dives. So he's reacting. Even though he's got 100, he's looking at me. He reacts to my play. I'm proactive. The point is that like it works because he's reacting to me, and I've created a cushion anyway. So right, so this is well, I'm gonna blast through this because I really have got to get ready for work. But basically, he comes across, get a demo. Remember, make your job easy for that man. So I take the demo. The reason I can get that demo is because Vance has done himself over because he hasn't used the ball as a weapon. He's hit the ball into a position, and now I can use it as a weapon because I know he's trying to get to that ball. And he also had no boost when he did that. So he used a lot of his boost here. And what he should have done is get close. Don't hit this ball. Don't hit this ball because you don't have backup necessarily. But he's hit that. So I take him out. And then what's going to happen is Timmy's going to try and fill the gap that Vance left. I don't even know what Timmy's boost situation is here. Okay, he's got a good boost situation. But I've got 100. So straight away, I turn and I'm just going to go and chase. Now, the reason this works is because our goal is to get a goal. The goal is here. These guys are both on the side of the goal. So if I time my drive correctly and I just head pretty much in a straight line here, I can block them actually being able to get across and protect their own net. And if I'm really sneaky, I can do a few little turns and take them out of the game completely. And that's what I want because I love demos. So straight away, see what's going to happen here. This is, again, proactivity versus reactivity. It's almost like I'm being proactive even off the ball. So you don't even need the ball to be proactive. I'm being proactive. I'm looking for demos. I'm trying to help my teammate out. Timmy, I know what Timmy's going to do because Raid put the ball into a threatening position and they're going to try and get into the position we're using the ball as a weapon, and therefore he has to drive across. Now, what he needed to do is instead of trying to boost and beat me, and if you are going to do that, you have to side flip here to the right. What you'd actually need to do is as soon as you, boom, slam your brakes on, let me go past. So he drives into me, and then I want you to see what Vance does because we've used the ball as a weapon. Look what Vance does. He drives into me. And he realised and he tries to turn away. Again, what he had to do is drive and then slam your brakes on. That's all you have to do. And then I'm gone and you're going to be able to make that save. Again, it's the little nuances. So this is a kickoff goal. We're going to skip ahead on these goals now. But basically, the big thing we can teach here and that I really want to teach you guys is the overcommit. See there, Timmy dives all in. That was good from Vance not to dive. That's actually really good from Vance not to dive. Timmy dives again here though. And it doesn't really gain him anything. This is the dives that people are telling you to do. So, like, Timmy feels he's got to keep pressure on the ball because everyone says that. So, in the midfield, instead of letting this go, which he should have, because Ray's not actually really creating anything here, he should have just stayed here and tried to funnel Ray into the corner. He's again, throwing himself out of the play. And that gives us a free ball. Now, the difference is he's turned into the play. Now, look, here's where the game knowledge comes from. This is where slowing down can help you guys. Most people just flip that, right? And they're going to flip it right into Timmy. But look at where his nose is facing. Look at where his nameplate. Look at what I've just seen from him. So I can't hit this here because he's defending smartly. But I can actually because I'm going to control him. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, Timmy, you've turned to the inside, I see. So why don't I fake the touch, fake the touch, fake the touch, fake the touch. Let him overcommit by flipping because he's playing reactive defense instead of proactive defense. And I get a free ball. And then here, that was bad for, I actually wanted to double jump, but I must have just held the controller. Double jump would have put it high. It's bad for me. They get a good goal here. Oh, that's when I lagged. I actually lagged, and you can, well, I'm not making that up. The ball was lagging all over the place. And all Raid had to do was just clear it more to the corner. But again, I think he was completely throwed, as he said at the time, from my lag. Again there, it's a single jump block. The idea to funnel into the corner. Again, let's just get this nuance here. Let's just get this real quick. So, fake there. Like, I've faked it. How many people continue on? Like, all I want to do here is, I know Timmy might be thinking about an aeroplane, and I do that. And instantly it makes him stop. And now he's like, ah. And then I go into the position where he's going to hit the ball. And all I'm doing is I come and I'm blocking goal side. So there's no way that ball can go on net. And I've angled my car in such a way where what will happen is the point of release is going to be to the left. So like, even if I jumped in the exact same location and I pointed my car, let's say this way, probably the same thing would happen here. But I want to just make sure that there's no chance this comes across the middle. So I block it, like I basically create this big block which funnels the ball this way. Guess where Raid is? He's waiting ready for it. So that's all you got to do. So we funnel it in. And again, Timmy's flipped into that, but that's fine. Hopefully he doesn't come in the corner. A lot of little fakes here. And again, he turns into the play. So when Timmy turns into this play, when he actually commits to this play, his nose is facing to the side. So his recovery is going to be really, slow here. And then straight away, Vance has come in. And sort of, again, what's Vance done here? Last man. What don't you do as last man? You don't dive into the last man. Although he's done a real good job of funneling it to the corner. And I bet I don't dive on this. There you go. I don't flip into this. Most people just dive from here. So many people, for no reason, would just dive and pinch this. Why? You can score this. This is an easy angle to score. You literally just drive into the ball. It's a goal. All because I didn't flip into the ball and didn't jump and dive. Instead, what I do is I give myself a line. This is my thing, People don't need as much as they think. They just need the positioning. I get into the position where I only have to drive forward and it goes straight on net. And Timmy's overcommit. I was going to say, I bet he's got no boost. Yeah. So what he needs to do is, as soon as he realizes I'm driving into this, straight away where he is, just turn onto the backboard here. So he's here. And then all he's got to do is single jump. All right, let me just quickly go over this last goal. And again, look. Okay, how many of you guys would have dove into this corner? I don't need to dive into the corner. I want to really point that out. Instead, I'm going to drag it away. There's an overreaction because Vance takes himself off goal side. So I've pulled Timmy away again. I've pulled him away. And then like Vance needs to be like goal side. He's not goal side. He's not blocking the play. There's nothing blocking the play. So as soon as I hear and see him, I'm just going to flip it. Again, you don't have to go for the finish straight away. I've put it into open space, which means I can get to the ball first. It's straight to the goals here. So I'm not going to give you the whole, but hopefully that's really helped you guys with shadowing and proactive defending and so on and so forth. So unnecessary dodge there for Timmy, which hands over the possession. And then Vance, you see this jerky movement he's doing. He's stopping, he's starting, he's stopping. Just relax on the throttle so it's a smoother glide. And then what he's doing is he's trying to come directly to the ball with his nose and then turn. So what you want to do is you want to funnel more. You want to like think of like herding. So instead of going to the ball, you want to sort of come where the ball's going. So you're now here, like ahead of it, which would have prevented that. Again, don't dive in. I literally funnel it again. See, so this is what I've been talking about with a lot of people. Shadow challenges. All right. I've put my nose into a position where, like, see, he's done a really good job there of being able to get the ball potentially past me, but I want to get back towards my own net, but I also want to prevent him having the middle. So I'm literally just going to single jump in a way where it pushes the ball to the corner, but then also gives me my momentum to get back to net. Shadow defending. And then look, guess what? Guess what, guys? That's the difference between us. Okay? We don't dive into corners. Dive into corner, it's a free ball. It's like it's the number one way we're scoring throughout this whole series is because people are diving into corners. Stop diving into the corners, guys. Seriously, honestly, just if there's anything you can get out of this, anyone, stop diving into corners. So many people will just go, you'll tell them not to dive into corners. They go, oh yeah, it's a big deal. It's literally a big deal. Like, it's no good saying, yeah, my bad. Don't dive into corners. It's just don't dive into corners because that is what is costing you games. It's the number one thing. Honestly, it's the number one thing. You have to understand you are losing your games if you're diving into the corners. That was really good from them. This was a great play. If this was mechanics, Raid would already been up for that, to be fair to him. but this is diamond mechanics, and so we got to be fair. Well, why did this work so well? He doesn't dive into the corner. He outplays me, look. And then he takes the ball back just because he didn't dive into the corner. And then Timmy uses the ball as a weapon. I take Timmy out, and I try to take Vance because I know he's taking the shot. But I can't do it too much. And we've got to imagine we're diamonds right now. And brilliant finish from Vance. All because he didn't dive into the corner. Like, literally, that's the only difference. He did not dive into the corner. Good, he hasn't dived into the corner. There we go, though. So this is another thing that we're seeing a lot of, and this is great. So Timmy's doing a good job here, and he's done the fake. And so now what Timmy needs to do is he needs to be a bit more on the inside, because he needs to know, like, what Raid's plan is here based on his positionings. He wants to take this infield, so he needs to be here. Here like that. And he's just follow him. There's no need to be aggressive, but even if you are going to be aggressive, I just want you to look at the momentum which we talk about. He just put the brakes on, and he's just put the brakes on there. It's so hard to react. Just come off your accelerator a bit. And then there it is. Good demo. And oh yeah, I remember this. So good demos there because we get that play, and that is a hard shot to defend. That's a mechanical mistake. But I want you to notice that all of our goals in that last game where we scored 8 goals, it came from diving into the corners, guys, and diving in as last man. The 2 main rules. Don't dive into the corner. Don't dive into the corner. If you're losing games and you're doing this style and you can't figure out why, I guarantee you're either stopping your momentum on shadowing, not funneling, diving in as last man, or diving into the corner. Those are usually the habits that people do. And the big one is diving into corners. Do not dive into the corner. You just saw it gave us 8 goals. First game, they didn't dive into the corner. We couldn't score against them. So it's not our mechanics. We're being fair. But it's what they're doing that's the difference. And also try and learn and use proactive defense. If you want to get good at proactive defense, play ones and let the opponent have possession. Just go and casual, let them have possession, and then shadow and control where they're putting the ball. Don't skip to there, Lou. You control where they're putting the ball. All right, I really hope that's helped. I've rambled on. I've tried to give as much information there as I could and help people sort of see the game a bit differently, because I think people are getting things like, yeah, ball chasers this, and most people don't actually understand what ball chasing is, and how to correctly ball chase and stuff like that. And again, most people don't understand what proactive is and proactivity. So hopefully that's opened your eyes that actually you can control the game as the defender. You don't have to have the ball. Like, you can still actually have possession of the game, because possession means control of a situation or of a thing. And even though they're the one touching it, you're forcing them to touch it. So you have possession by default. So yeah, massive thank you again, Timmy and Vance, for doing this. As always, thank you to Ray for doing this. Thanks for the comments, guys. And I really hope this helped. Again, the challenge is open for everyone. So it'd be cool to see you guys there. Have a nice day. Look after yourself, and peace out. Peace, peace, peace.